Still a little bit more than 72 hours away from the Super Bowl, but Mark Zinno and I will continue to dole out some winners in basketball. 2-1 on the show yesterday, Mark. You tried warning me about stepping in front of Creighton. I don't listen to people who try to warn me, and boy, I got burned in that particular instance. But
Yeah.
Atlanta Hawks got it done as our show best bet. You were right with that first half under in the Tennessee-Mizzou game. So
Yes.
2-1 there.
Can I just?
Would you like to speak? By the way,
I
this is
just.
Mark Zinno joining us live from 92.9 The Game.
Yeah, I got to do some radio this morning. Yeah, I apologize to the clients. I gave out the first half under, and then on the show, and then I started diving into the game a little bit more and looking at some different things as I was getting set to hand it out to the clients, and I overthought it, and I ended up giving out Missouri team total under in the first half at 29.5. And the one game script materialized that I didn't really account for. It was a blind spot on my part. I overthought it, and I was mad and I was frustrated after it because it was one of those where my initial read was right and I tried to do too much and I got away from it. So I apologize. That was bad on me to the folks who subscribed yesterday. And Stanford, I'll just say this much. Those nerdy white kids better come up with some great invention because they suck at basketball. That was just an atrocious example of shooting last night. Stanford, just god-awful gross. And somehow they were tied with a buck and a half left at 69 and whoop, couldn't score a point the rest of the way. They sucked. It was just bad. It was bad. Wrong side last night. Bad. So anyway, I'm done with my rant.
You don't have to feel bad, not only because I was on Stanford as well, but also I went in a different direction. I was on WagerTalk today with my good friend, Joe Ranieri, and I said to take Missouri's team total under. And yes, I think nobody, at least the two of us, did not account for Missouri coming out shooting that well.
I mean, they were nailing threes, or like they were down 5-0 with 15 minutes left. And I'm like, oh, this is trending great. This is a great start. And then three. I'm like, what the hell just happened? So it just, I didn't account for Tennessee being the team that was going to shoot poorly. They did a good job of containing Missouri in the first half, but Tennessee's offense didn't show up until later in the game.
The one thing I did get right yesterday, Bucknell. We did a little deep dive into the Patriot League waters. Bucknell killed American. So that was the one positive. All right, that's Wednesday. Today is Thursday, Mark Zinno. We have two looks in college basketball. I will be covering the NBA. You're going to get us started with the game that I'll actually be talking about on a different video that you can watch here on WagerTalk TV. Make sure you're subscribed. Maryland, Ohio State. And it is the old situation which so many of us talk about. We have an unranked home team here, favored against a top 25 opponent, Ohio State, coming in -2.5 against a Maryland team that you and I both like. Dare I say, we have championed the Terps louder than anyone here on WagerTalk TV, or anyone, dare I say, on the entire internet. So how should we play this game? We like the ranked team in this situation. Maybe don't want to fade them.
We've seen this sort of streak come to an end, right? Where the unranked home favorite versus the ranked team. We saw it happen with BYU where they lost at home to Arizona. So I'm a little more cautious at this point in time that trend isn't always going to hold, and you got to take a little bit of a deeper dive into the teams. Very high on Maryland. This is an absolute defensive stalwart team here. And I said to everybody, I swore off betting Ohio State sides because I over the last 2 weeks, I haven't been able to figure them out. I've been on the wrong side with everything. Remember the Penn State game? I thought Penn State would keep it close. Ohio State blew them out, and then they lose to Illinois. I mean, it was just it's been a back and forth sort of weird amount of me getting Ohio State games wrong. But one thing I think that's true about this game will be the defenses will show up here. Maryland and Ohio State are both top 30 in Ken Palm in defensive efficiency. When you look inside conference play, Maryland is 4th, Ohio State is 6th. Remember, there's 18 teams in the Big Ten. Maryland shoots the three pretty well. What does Ohio State do really well? Defend the perimeter. So this is a Maryland team, too, that when you go on the road, when you see them on the road in Big Ten in recent history, has not been very good, particularly offensively here. So I expect a defensive battle at the outset. We get a nice high number here at 69 for the first half. I think we go under it, and we see the defenses show up early on and often in this game.
See it right there on your screen. First half under 69. Nice. Speaking of the number 69, Mark Zinno, have you heard about this special offer that we've got going at WagerTalk.com right now? You and I. Have you heard about this? Have we mentioned it? It's the best. For $69, everybody, you can get every Super Bowl selection from yours truly and every Super Bowl selection from Mark. Both of us. 7 Super Bowl plays for just $69. That includes 2 5% plays, 1 5% play from each of us. Normally, a 5% play costs $35, Mark. I was not required to take a math course at Ohio University. However, I will try to do some math real quick off the top of my head. 35 plus 35 equals 70. It's actually $1 more than 69. And after that, you're basically getting 5 plays for free. What a deal that is. And again, just to clear up in case if this is your first time hearing about this, none of the plays are the same. None of them are against each other, obviously, either. 7 different plays on the Super Bowl. Just $69. You headed to Mark's page, wt.buzz/MZ, my page, wt.buzz/BP. Yes, for just $69. Very, very nice there indeed. Mark, you mentioned the unranked versus ranked trend there that came to an end with BYU versus Arizona. Just to put a bow on that, prior to Arizona as a ranked team beating BYU, we had seen 9 consecutive unranked home favorites beat top 25 opponents. But yes, we could now see that trend going the other way. I'll be breaking that game down on WagerTalk TV elsewhere in a video. You can check that out. I'm going to talk the NBA, though, now. Rematch of the NBA Finals. Celtics and Mavs. Obviously, a much different-looking Mavs team will roll into Beantown tonight. No Luka Doncic. Anthony Davis may make his debut. Yes. Can you do the voice about how we need to always make sure who's playing in the NBA? Yeah. I can't do the voice.
Listen, you guys need to wait until we get closer to tip because we're not always going to play in the NBA. So you guys should know that. You're supposed to be the professionals. Wait till you get closer to tip to make the bet. You can't do it in the morning.
Well, I'm not going to listen to that person right now because I am going to make a bet on this game, even though we don't know Anthony Davis's status. I'm going to make a play on the total. Now, every game in last year's NBA Finals stayed under between these teams, but that's playoff basketball. You looked at the totals that, you look at the totals. They were like 211, 213, 214 back then. There's the playoff intensity. Dallas could not score. They had a great defensive, Boston had a great defensive game plan. I think tonight's going to be a little different. I like the over here, which is already taken money. It's gone from 228 to 230. Yes, I know Doncic was the defensive liability for the Mavs, and Davis, when he does get in the fold, theoretically makes him better at that end, but there's no guarantee he'll play tonight, and there's no guarantee he'll be, any great shakes either. Let's look at what Dallas has done recently, Mark, at the defensive end. It is not good. Spoiler alert. Gave up 118 to Philly last time out. That game went over. I said that game would go over on the Power 5 that day. They gave up 144 to Cleveland on Sunday, including 91 in the first half. They gave up a 50-point first quarter. 7 of Dallas's last 8 games have gone over the total. The only exception was a loss in Detroit where they scored just 102. Now, Boston had a great defensive effort the other night here in Cleveland. They held the Cavs to, I believe, just 15 first-quarter points. I know they held the Cavs to their season low in shooting percentage, but this is a Boston team that can hit the 3 with the best of them, Mark. They can go off on any given night. So I like the over here, man. I agree with the line move, the early morning line move to 230. I think Boston's going to have its way at the offensive end, and Dallas will score enough to help us get up and over 230. So that is that. Smash that like button if you agree. Comment down below with your thoughts on Mark and I's respective halves of today's double play. Anything you'd like to add, sir?
It's a very extensive and well done breakdown. I
like when you say that.
I support you, and I believe in you as a teammate and friend and coworker, and I expect us to be 3-0 tomorrow.
Okay, I really like your attitude, quite frankly. Yeah. Now a game that I know you like, I like, and I know we agree because it is our show best bet. San Francisco, the old San Francisco Dons, who you've adopted, I believe, is your favorite West Coast Conference team this year. Is there any reason why you love the San Francisco Dons? You love them, and I'm not really sure I know why.
I will explain to you why. Because they are a team that plays a certain way that helps me eliminate variance because they do the same thing every game. They run, they score, and that is what they do. And they don't get away from it. They don't try to do anything different. They're not really concerned with playing defense. They are concerned with playing offense. Their defense isn't terrible, but there's a bunch of bad offensive teams in the West Coast Conference. So the numbers look a little bit, more appealing. But nonetheless, they are consistent as hell with what they score, particularly at home. Like this team at home almost rarely doesn't break 80. Rarely. Like you have to have it. The only time they don't, with like the last time out when they played Washington State, it was such a blowout that they could pull up in the second half. And they only needed to score 75 because Washington State only scored 51 in the game. So unless that materializes, this team, if you push them, they will get to 80 at home. So I feel very confident when I get to these spots when they play at home that their offense is going to show up.
On that note, our best bet will be the San Francisco Dons +6 hosting St. Mary's. Like a lot of people, I tried fading this St. Mary's team over the weekend against Gonzaga. Mm-hmm. Joke was on me. Joke was on us. St. Mary's gets the win there, 62-58 as a 2.5-point home dog. Gonzaga took money throughout the day. St. Mary's is one of, I believe, 7 teams in the country still without a conference loss. I know we've got Duke and Auburn, Bryant, Yale, Akron. Somebody else I'm forgetting, I think, in that list. I thought there were 7. Maybe there's only 6. Regardless, St. Mary's is on a short list. Not saying they're going to lose tonight, but the San Francisco team, Mark, to your point, always much better at home. They are just, 4 of their 6 losses have been away from home. So they've only got 2 losses at home this year. And they have revenge tonight. Big time revenge. They lost by 20 at St. Mary's in the first meeting. But
they haven't lost a game home all year, BP. They haven't lost a game. Their two other losses were neutral site games. Their losses were at Bradley.
That's right. Okay, that's right. I'm sorry.
And at St. Mary's. They have not lost a game. They almost never lose at home. And my feeling is that if they are going to lose tonight, it's going to be one where we stay inside this very fat number of 6. It almost feels like a gift. I would have had this number closer to 4. But, yeah, I'll take the 6 here with San Fran tonight.
I think this number's inflated, and I think it's a good, a potential letdown spot. St. Mary's obviously cares so much about beating Gonzaga. They've been playing second fiddle to the Zags in the West Coast Conference for, 10, 15, 20 years now? So that was a big win. I think that the San Francisco Dons at home, where they are much better, stay within the number, and that is our show best bet. They haven't beaten St. Mary's in a while, Zinno, at least more than 10 meetings they have not won. Maybe tonight is the night for our Dons. So that's going to do it. Do you have anything else you would like to share with the people here on a Thursday?
Yesterday, what I'll tell you every day until we get to Friday, which is tomorrow. Don't waste your time, energy, or effort on anything else other than the Morning Wager Super Bowl package. That's it.
It should be that should be the only thing people think about for the next couple days.
That is correct.
It's the only thing they should think about. Only thing that matters. 100%.
The only thing that matters. Morning Wager Super Bowl package. That's it. It is the best deal, the only deal, the important deal that you need to get.
You see it right there at the bottom of your screen. Get every Super Bowl play from the Morning Wager Duo for just $69. Very nice. WT.buzz/BP or WT.buzz/MZ. You can also find it by clicking the deals tab at WagerTalk.com if you don't want to enter in one of those things. Just as long as we get paid, I don't care where you click it and buy it. So there you go.
Just tell the people what really matters. You're such a jerk.
I don't know. Sorry.
All right.
It just came to me. All right, that's going to do it. Mark Zinno, he is a man, as he's noted before, a man of many national media outlets. So he has work to do. Not allowed to say that. I was putting you over. Whatever. A lot of people like to hear you, which is very interesting to me. All right. Until next time, guys. Let's cash some tickets.
Sloppy parlay.